If you're a realtor running ads, you could be making one of these big mistakes that could be costing you thousands of dollars as a result. So, in this video, I'm going to go over the three biggest mistakes that I see realtors making with YouTube ads and how to actually fix them and prevent them to just increase your results drastically and as soon as today. So, let's get into it. Make myself smaller. So the first mistake is just targeting the wrong audience. So YouTube is owned by Google, and that is one of its differentiating factors is just the targeting power that you have. You're able to target people in the market, looking on certain websites, looking up certain keywords. There's a ton of different targeting options you can do, but there are some that are better than others that many people don't know about. And I'm speaking from experience after testing every single one of these, spending tens of thousands of dollars on these ads, and finally seeing, okay, these ones are the ones that work best, and these ones maybe not so much. So, along these lines, the two audiences that I found that don't work as well in terms of lead quality is targeting broad and also using Google's default targeting. So what I mean by that is there is options basically to target people who are in the market for real estate, residential properties for sale, homes for sale. And these are all ones that Google has already set up. You don't have to create any of these. You can just search them all up. And I've tried all of these before. I found you can bring in a ton of leads with these, but I found the quality was really, really low compared to these other audiences that I'm going to show you in a second. So I would honestly try staying away from Google's plain audiences, and I think another reason for that as well is just because it is so accessible, because all you do is search it up, click the button, and it's there. A lot of people, a lot of realtors are targeting those exact same people. So they're going to be more sophisticated in terms of ads and knowing what they want to click on just because they're getting bombarded with ads over and over again. So I think it's always better. The more targeted you can get with anything, the better. Even though you're reaching less people, your message is going to speak to them more directly, and you're not going to be competing against all the other realtors in your market. Now, the way to do this is by using a custom segment audience or targeting specific websites. So, what a custom segment is, and I believe I have a video on this is a really, really solid audience, but you're basically creating your own and targeting people based on keywords that they're searching, but it's not ones that Google has already identified for you. You're putting in exactly what you want to target based on what they're looking up. So again, it's not broad. You can get as specific or as broad as you like, but I think the more specific you get, the better. So rather than targeting real estate in Miami, do do 4 bedroom homes for sale, do 4 bedroom single family homes for sale in Miami near the beach. You can do something like that, but you kind of get where I'm coming from. The more targeted you get, the better your ads are going to perform in terms of bringing in qualified people, especially if you have a lead magnet that speaks to them, which is what I'm going to go over in a second as well. And the other targeting you can do that works very well is by targeting specific websites that people are going on. So you can target realtor.com, zillow.com, houses or homes.com, stuff like that. So you know, okay, these people are looking for real estate because they're on these websites. And again, it's just better than targeting in market because it's just the easier it is, the more people are going to do it. So you need to think outside of the box a bit. So to recap, always the more specific, the better. Stay away from Google's plain, their broad audiences. Now, mistake number two is having a weak lead magnet or no lead magnet at all. And this is something I see with so many realtors running YouTube ads, and they're wondering why are my ads not working? And something I hear so often is, why do we need a lead magnet? Why can't I just say, oh, if you're thinking about buying or selling, call me? Well, it's because think about it from a consumer's perspective. If you're seeing a bunch of ads every single day and you're in the market and someone's just saying, oh, if you're interested in buying or selling, just give me a call, but you haven't provided them any value, or would you rather go with the person who's saying, hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling in this area, here's an ebook or here's a guide that can help you save thousands of dollars or basically speed up the process for you and just kind of outline step by step how to do it. You would be way more likely to trust that person and actually take action on that ad because they're actually giving you something upfront, something of value. So after reading that, if your value is good enough, they're going to say, okay, if their free stuff is this good, I wonder what it'd be like to work with them. And that's the mindset you need to have, is always give first. And then after you provide value to the marketplace, that's when people will come to you and start asking you, even if you're not even necessarily reaching out. I've had people for my realtors, the ebook that we offer is so good that people are reaching out, asking questions and saying, hey, can we get on a call? Just because the resource we provided was so good. And you have to think, what's higher quality? Someone who asked you to book a call, or you reaching out to them saying, hey, let's jump on a call? It's always going to be the inbound appointments, and that comes with providing value. So that's something you need to do. So the mistake with this is the different lead magnets I see that you want to stay away from are a list of homes, free home valuation, and sometimes, unfortunately, like I said, call me if you're thinking about buying or selling. So always just stay away from these. These just make people fall asleep because they've seen them over and over again. How many times have you, I don't know if you've been on Facebook and seen these ads, but see a list of homes ad. It's literally like a picture of one or two homes. It's every single ad that a realtor's running. If you go on the Facebook ad library, you can see it's literally every ad is copy and pasted. It's either list of homes, free home valuation, or I'm a realtor in X area, right? It's those three. And that's again the problem. Everybody's doing it. So why would you do the same thing? Marketing 101 is look what everyone's doing and just do the complete opposite. Like I was just listening to this podcast the other day on this lady. I forget her name, but she was an author and she was selling books. And her strategy, her thought process was, why would I want to sell my books at a bookstore where every single other person is selling their books? She actually worked at a nightclub where she owned it, and that's where she would sell all her books, just because nobody else is selling books at a nightclub. And it worked extremely well for her, just because it's so unique and just kind of out of the ordinary, which is how you need to think about your lead magnet. So the way to do this is by offering, for example, a city relocation guide. So you could do a Chicago relocation guide. You could do a Lake Michigan waterfront home buying guide, a video training for luxury homeowners in Seattle to increase the value of their home before selling, right? So you kind of see what I mean is you want to get a lot more specific with these compared to a free list of homes, free home valuation, a Lake Michigan waterfront home buying guide, right? Super specific. You have to think, if someone's thinking about buying a waterfront home in Lake Michigan, what would they rather click on? A Lake Michigan waterfront guide or a list of homes in Michigan, right? It's of course going to be the thing that's actually tailored to them. And this is what they're going to look like when they see it. Their eyes are going to glow and they're going to be like, wow, this is the only thing I need, right? So that's the second mistake is weak lead magnets or no lead magnet. You just need a lead magnet if you're advertising, unless you're Ryan Serhant and you have a million followers or whatever, and you can just get away with just saying, hey, I'm Ryan Serhant, call me if you want to buy or sell your home. Now, the third and final mistake that I see is having either one, a weak landing page, or not using a landing page at all and literally just using your website or an IDX website. So the reason you need a landing page is because with these ads, you want to drive them through a funnel. You need to have a process that they take step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and it's clearly identified. And the only way to do that is unfortunately not with a website, right? Because there's so many buttons to click around on these websites. It's not clear what you want these people to actually do. So you need to have a landing page. So the mistake is using an IDX website. There's just other buttons for people to click around and there's no clear next step. So for example, one like this, right? There's buy, there's sell, tools, about, market snapshot. There's just so many places for these people to click around. They don't know what the next step is. Obviously, it'd be clear that it's probably this, but a lot of times people are like, oh, I might as well just go check this out. Let me see, let me read about these people, right? You don't need that. If you're providing value, you don't need to have an about section. I always put that on the back end after they opted in to receive the value. That's when you want to start warming them up more and you can go more in depth on you as a realtor and give some personalized advice and stuff like that. So the way you want to do this is, one, you want to drive attention to one action. So if it's to watch this video, then you want to make it clear, okay, you need to watch this video to get the value. You want to make sure there's congruency with the ad. So what I mean by that is in the headline of the ad. So this is an example. If your ad was offering a free guide to sell your home for top dollar in 7 days, if that was the hook of the ad, this would be a really good headline. You want to make it as congruent as possible. And if you're thinking about buying a home in Chicago, you want to add thinking about buying a home in Chicago as the headline. So they see, okay, I clicked on this and this landing page looks like the ad and it resonates. It's very congruent. So obviously this is the same thing. But if you confuse them, people are just going to click off just because there's a big lack of trust in the marketplace, just because there's so many scammers and fishers online. You need to make sure you're providing clear congruency that they know, okay, this is professional and this is where I'm supposed to be, right? Next part is you want to make it simple and concise. So as honestly as few words as possible. You want to make sure you're reinforcing the value of the offer though. So that's the caveat. You want to keep it simple, but you want to make sure you're selling the value of your offer or of your lead magnet. So by doing that, you're going to basically reinforce their decision, right? They already made the choice to click on your ad because they liked the messaging, it resonated with them, and they liked the value that you're providing. But then you need to just reinforce it and basically tell them, okay, you're making the right decision. Now let's just take the next step, put in your information, and you'll get the value. So that's basically it right there. That's the third mistake. So now you may be asking, what's the next step? Well, literally take all this I showed you and just go close some deals. And if you're interested in learning about how this could work in your business and your market specifically, and basically see the formula that I use and I replicate across markets in the US, just book a call with me using the first link in the description. It's just a 15-20 minute call. I'll basically just show you the exact ads, the landing pages, answer any of your questions. And it's for you to see if it's something that would potentially be a good fit for you. So if you're interested in that, check the first link in the description. Otherwise, go check out some of my other videos and learn more about YouTube ads, or go make your first ad and let me know how it goes.